In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a voice AI agent for automotive businesses. So this really includes car dealerships, car salesmen, mechanics, any businesses within inside the automotive business. And by the end of this video, you have a completely free voice AI agent template, prompt, workflows, everything that I've used in this video to build this voice AI agent completely for free. So if you want those descriptions and you want those resources, go down to the link in the description below, download them. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the build so you can see how the system works and how to build. Hey, how you going, Jane? I was just looking to get a my car service, please.
I'm doing well, thank you. I'd be happy to help you with that. Are you looking for a daily logbook service, or is there something specific you need, like brake or tire work?
Yeah, it'd just be for an oil change, please.
Of course. Do you have a preferred date and time for the oil change?
Yeah, sure. Do you have any availability maybe tomorrow at 10 a.m.?
Yes, we do have an availability at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Could you please provide your full name, phone number, email address, and vehicle details, like the make, model, year, and registration?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So my name is Ashton Voss. My phone number is 123-456-789. My email address is ashtonvoss47@gmail.com. And then the information of my vehicle is a 2020 Toyota Corolla.
Thank you. Let me confirm the details. Name, Ashton Voss, phone number, 123-456-789, email, ashtonvoss47@gmail.com, vehicle 2020 Toyota Corolla, service, oil change, appointment, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Does everything look correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep, you can go ahead and book it. Okay, so we're in Vapi AI, and this is going to be the platform we're going to be using to create this voice AI agent for a mechanic and automotive business. So first of all, we want to go over ahead and go over to assistants, and then go over to create assistant, and then go blank template, and then just go ahead and name your assistant whatever you want. But because I've already pre-built my assistant with my prompt, workflows, and everything, I'm just going to be taking you through a demo of the AI agent. So first of all, when you do create your assistant, you will be prompted into this little dashboard inside Vapi to configure your AI agent. So from here, we have the AI agent right here. So again, the provider, so the LLM or the brain behind the AI agent, which is just going to be OpenAI. And then I'm just going to be using GPT-4 model for this. Works perfectly fine. You can even go ahead and use the new GPT-5 that came out, GPT-5 in it, which works extremely well. But yeah, that's the AI model we're going to be using. And then from there, the first message mode is going to be assistant speaks first. So because this is an inbound agent for these mechanics, they often do get a lot of calls, throughout the day. So, creating an AI agent that speaks first using this set message is appropriate for this situation as it is an inbound agent. So right here, we've got the assistant speaks first as the message. And then from here, the first message is so this message is basically going to be saying the same thing every single time someone calls off. So for example, thank you for using Precision Auto Care. This is Jane. How can I help you? So that message is going to be playing each time someone calls up the AI agent. And then from there, we have the system prompt. So this system prompt is really important. So this prompt allows us to make the AI agent more custom to the business, tell the AI agent what to say, how to run certain tools, and all that type of different stuff. So right here, this should be role right here. So right here, we have the role. So I've said you are Jane, a concierge or a receptionist or a Precision Auto Care, a trusted mechanic and vehicle service center. So again, defining the role within inside the business. Your persona is professional, approachable, reassuring, and your primary function is to provide a smooth, reliable booking experience that reflects the workshop's expertise in customer-first approach. So again, giving the AI agent a role, and then also a persona and how to talk with inside the conversation. Okay, and the next thing we have here is the current time. So this is really important when we're dealing with booking appointments and checking availability, because we're using time. So again, putting this variable inside the current time is really important so the AI agent knows what time to send, make sure it's sending it in the future, and just making sure the overall time is more accurate. So using this within our prompt makes the voice AI agent send these times way more accurate. So again, that's really important. And we do this by a dynamic variable. So as you can see, these are what we call double curly brackets within inside the prompt. So this is a dynamic variable that's going to change each time for this time zone. But because I've set it to Australian and Brisbane, it's just going to be the time in my time zone, which is where I am from. Of course, if you're from LA or you're from somewhere else in the world, you just change your time zone right here. So, the country and then the city that you're in for that specific time zone. So again, that's really important, using the current time to make sure that AI sends accurate times throughout the automations. And then from there, we have the task. So again, this task right here is telling the AI agent how to conduct the conversation. So first of all, your main task is to guide the client through the booking process in 3 steps: greeting the user, checking available appointment slots, and then going ahead and booking the appointment. So again, I like to prompt my AI agents inside a task step-by-step process. So again, the first task here is greeting and service inquiry. So again, it's going to greet the caller and stating its name and workshop name, and then it's going to ask for the type of service that they would like. So for example, oil change, logbook service, brake check, whatever type of service that the customer is requesting, it's going to note that. And as you can see in the demo, it will go ahead and book that appointment with the details on the calendar. And then from there, we have the check availability. So again, after it has greeted the customer and it's identified the service inquiry, it's then going to go ahead and check the availability in the appointment. Set here, once you know the desired service, ask the client for their preferred date and time, and then use the check availability tool to get the requested time. So something that's really important in here is that we need to make sure this tool is the exact same with inside our prompt and also inside the tool section as well. So this is to make sure the AI agent knows what specific tool to call with inside the situation. So again, that's really important, making sure that's the exact same with inside the tool section, which is what I'll show you later on in the video and how that's structured. If their preferred time is available, go ahead and proceed. And then if it's unavailable, politely inform them and suggest the next closest available slot. And then if the client asks for, general availability, use the check availability slot to provide some options as well. And then from there, once it has decided a time and it's decided a time that's available, it's then going to move on to this next step, which is booking the appointment. So after that time has been decided, it's then going to confirm all the booking details. So again, this is really important with inside the prompt. So, as it's an AI agent acting on behalf of the business, we need to make sure that all this information is correct, that it's entered. So again, as you saw in the demo, it was just reading me back all those details and confirming with the customer that that's correct before it goes ahead and sends that automation off. So again, really important to make sure that all the information we're sending is accurate on behalf of the business. So then from there, run the book appointment tool. So again, running those book appointment tools with all that confirmed information. And I'll show you how we actually send that via JSON and via webhook. And then from there, after the successful booking is done, provide a final confirmation message. So yeah, that's kind of how the task is structured. Pretty simple 3-step task, greeting, check availability, and then booking an appointment. And then from there, we have a little bit of context. So this is just a little bit of context about the business. This helps the AI agent understand its business and understand how to act within the context of the business. So yeah, we've just got a little bit of context with inside there. And then lastly, we have the example conversation and then some notes down here. So this example conversation is really important to add with inside your AI agents to, one, let the AI agent know beforehand in the prompt how to conduct a conversation using an example. And then 2, also letting the AI agent know when to call specific tools. So for example, right here, I've got it in brackets, and then I've also got the same tool name with inside the prompt and tool. So letting the AI agent know when and how to call these specific tools. So you can see right here, this is just an example conversation that I've generated and made up, how, an example conversation might go in real life. And then from here, we have some important notes. So again, use everyday conversational language, keep responses short and natural, use the client's name throughout the conversation, add natural speech fillers like when appropriate. So again, this is making the AI agent sound more conversational and better in the conversation. So yeah, this is going to be our prompt. Then you want to go ahead and press update. So yeah, that's a really important part, the prompt. So that's going to be done now. And then from there, files, this is usually where you would add a knowledge base. So I can quickly show you how to add a knowledge base right here. It's a dummy knowledge base that I've just generated by ChatGPT. But essentially what you can do to add knowledge to the AI agent. So for example, whenever someone is asking any questions about the services or the operating hours or the hours, phone number, email, anything like that, you can go ahead and add it inside a document right here. And then what you want to do is obviously go ahead and save that document, save it as a PDF, download it, come back over to Vapi, select files, add a new file, and then we can go right there and open. So now each time the AI agent is asked the question, it's then going to access that knowledge base right here, search for the answer, and then provide that answer towards the customer. So yeah, that's how you can add a knowledge base within inside your voice AI agent to make it more conversational and answer different questions about the business. Perfect. Okay, so from there, we have the max tokens and temperature. Again, I won't really touch this for this demo, but all this essentially means is what is the maximum amount of tokens that AI can generate for each response. So 250 tokens, we'll just leave it at that. It's fairly short and simple. And then from there, we have the temperature. So the temperature just means the creativeness, and the how creative the AI agent is, sorry. And so if you have it up further, it's going to be more creative with its responses. And then if you have it down lower, it's going to be less varied. It's going to stick to the prompt more strictly. So again, you can just have it usually around 0.5 is fine right now. Then voice configuration, of course, I'm using Vapi in this demo, but I would normally use 11 Labs. You have all these inbuilt voices from 11 Labs, and we know that 11 Labs is the best voice for the AI providers. So again, I'm just going to leave it as default right here that I had in. Additional configurations, I don't really touch this, but you can go ahead and add background sounds actually. So again, you could have an office sound, so it will sound more like a human, and the voice AI agent is working in the office. Transcriber, I'm just using Dgram for that. But yeah, that's really going to be it for everything. The next most important thing is now the tools. So I'll go ahead over to the tools. And as you can see, we have two tools here. So we've got a check availability tool, and then we've also got a book appointment tool. So I'll just quickly run through the check availability tool. And all that's happening in here is we're using this tool to send the requested time of the customer all the way over to make.com to then check an availability. So you can see right here, this is an automation that just fired from the demo. So you can see right here, the tool name is check availability. So again, check availability, making sure this tool name is the exact same within our prompt. Description to check availability for the mechanic. So again, pretty simple. This description is going to be entered into the LLM to let it know the purpose of this tool. And then from there, we have the parameters. So the parameters, all that's going to be happening in here, this is just going to be the requested time of the customer. So it's going to extract that parameter via the transcript inside the conversation, and then it's going to be sending that via JSON to our webhook address, which is right here, over to this automation. So that's kind of how it sends all these informations back and forth from Vapi to all these different automation platforms. So yeah, and then from here, we have the server URL. So essentially, this is just going to be the webhook. So a webhook is just how we trigger and connect different information from software to software. So again, the webhook, you can just go ahead and copy this webhook from your workflow. And of course, if you do want the workflow, the prompt, everything, go down to the link in the description, subscribe and download to get that prompt. Yeah, and then from there, go back to Vapi, paste that in there. Yeah, and that's going to be the server URL. So that's going to be the first tool. Pretty simple. Go ahead and click save. And then the next tool is going to be the book appointment tool. Okay, so this is the next tool within inside Vapi right here, which is going to be the book appointment. So the book appointment tool is allowing us to book the appointment. So of course, the tool name is the exact same we have inside the prompt again. And then the description, pretty self-explanatory, just letting the AI know, the LLM or the AI know the purpose of this tool. And then now from here, we just have a little bit more parameters. So again, it's the same thing as before with the check availability, but all we're doing is adding in the AI, adding in different parameters. So we have the email right here. So again, telling the AI the purpose of this parameter. And then we have the full name right here, the phone number, the service type, and then the vehicle info. So because we are prompting the AI to collect this information, it's going to extract that information from the transcript, collect it all in these parameters, convert it into JSON, and then send all that information right there to this server URL, also known as a webhook, to then go ahead and book the appointment. So that's how it works in there. And of course, you want to make sure once you load up this automation, of course, make sure you have that webhook right there. So just go ahead and copy that, put that into the server URL, and yeah, it should be all good to go. So yeah, that's going to be the final tool that you can configure. And then what you do want to make sure is go to Assistant, go over to Tools, come back over to here and make sure you have both of them selected inside the tool thing. So the AI agent has access to it and knows how to call it. So yeah, that's just going to be the tool configuration. Now let's hop over to make.com and I'll show you how all of them is configured to be able to check availability and book appointments. Okay, so this is the first automation with inside make.com, and this is going to be the check availability for the mechanic. So first of all, it starts off whenever this webhook is called. So just like I showed you in the tool section, we have that webhook. Whenever the AI agent is sending that information over via webhook, this automation is going to trigger. So you can see right here, if you go down to the message, tool calls, function, arguments, right here, that is the time that has been sent over by the AI agent. And then from there, all it's doing is it's going to be converting that time into GMT plus 10. So again, in the AI agent right here, we're giving it the current time and the current time that it is in now. So of course, if you are in LA or you're in a different type of time zone, you need to change this time to your time zone. So for example, it would be America/Los Angeles. And the reason why we do this is we're giving an AI agent a prompt right here to convert that time. So for example, say if someone says, tomorrow 1 p.m., right? The AI and the automation won't actually know what that time is. So we need to convert that into a time that'll understand. So how we do this is we convert that time using AI and using this prompt into ISO 8601 format. So essentially all that it is doing is it's converting that time into a conversational time like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's converting it into ISO 8601 format to then check availability within inside a calendar. So that's all that it's doing here. And of course, we have that variable inside here from the webhook automation that's been called from those parameters. And then we've got the current time of our time zone. So now the AI agent can convert that conversational time into a time that the automation can understand with inside make.com. Okay, and then from there, it's going to be going into a Google Calendar module. So all that it's doing is it's checking for that available time that the customer has requested. So again, we're using that result from the previous AI module right here. Again, right here. So again, we're using that result, again, converting that time. And then all we're doing is we're adding 60 minutes. So converting that time, adding 60 minutes. So now it's going to be checking for that time zone within a 1 hour time slot. So for example, if it was, 120 minutes or, whatever, right, you could go ahead and change that inside the maximum time. And then from here, we have the calendar ID, which is just going to be my calendar. And if you do want to connect to Google Calendar, pretty simple, go over to add, and then you can sign in with Google right there. And then just make sure your calendar ID is your email right there. And then from there, if that time is available, as you can see, we do this via filter. So if that time is available, it's going to send that time back to the AI agent via a webhook response saying, hey, the time requested is available. Would you like to go ahead and book it? However, if that time available is not available and it doesn't pass this filter, it's then going to fall back down to this route. So essentially this route right here is checking for available slots. So all that it's doing is it's taking in that time that was requested. It's adding on some more times within the calendar, checking availability for that calendar. So for example, we may be able to check times within 24 hours. So right here, if we go ahead, we can see we can add 24 hours. So we can check for times within 24 hours of that requested time inside a calendar. And then from there, if it is available, again, we're converting that time to GMT plus 10, finding alternative times within inside the calendar, generating a message to the user, and then all that we're doing is responding with that message and responding with that result from OpenAI. So again, yeah, so if that time does fail, it's going to automatically suggest new times and find new times within inside the Google Calendar. And a quick note that I wanted to note is that with these Google Calendar nodes, you obviously would have to swap them out for the mechanics or the business's actual calendar, so you can go ahead and integrate it. But the entire workflow is universal to every other business, because all you would need to do is just add in that node, whether it's by API, whether it's by a module, to customize and integrate within that business. So for example, a lot of service businesses use like Service Titan. So again, right here in Make, it's already inbuilt. But if it wasn't inbuilt, you have to do it via a HTTP request or via an API. So again, that's how you can actually go ahead and connect to the business's calendar. But I won't really get into that now, as it's going to be different for every business, and you'll need to ask them that on a call. So yeah, this is how this first automation works. So let's jump over to the next automation. Okay, so this is the last automation right here. And essentially all that it's doing is just booking an appointment. It's sending a confirmation email, and then it's sending an internal notification or an SMS to the mechanic. So I'll put a screenshot on what that SMS actually looks like from my phone, how it is. So again, as I mentioned, inside the tool section within Vapi, you can see that it has, we are sending that information with the service type, the name, the email. So you can see, you can have the cool list, functions, arguments. We can see that is all that information that the AI agent has extracted. So now we can use this information and map it into all these different modules to create an event, send an email, or send an SMS. So, the possibilities are really limitless once we have this information inside these automations. So again, you could even add different nodes to update events, or you could go ahead and send reminders, or do all these type of things. So yeah, then from there, obviously that's going to be that same module that we used beforehand to get the time in a way that the automation can understand. So again, in ISO 8610 format. So again, we're just using AI to do that exact same thing right there. And then from there, we're creating a Google Calendar event. So again, I've just got new service for full name for Ashton Voss at that time. So again, using that time that has been converted from there. The start date will be, the time that we've used from OpenAI, and then the description is just the exact same thing. So again, we're just using those information and those arguments, and we're just mapping it to put into the description. So you can see right here, if we go down to tool calls, functions, arguments, again, all I've been doing is just dragging and dropping all of these different things within inside the description. So again, this is the description, sorry, inside Google Calendar right here. So yeah, this is how we can create an event. And then of course we've got the name and the email in here. So again, putting those informations back in. So each time it runs, it's different for the customer and it's different for the information collected. There we have the confirmation email. So again, quick note here, you will need a Google business account. You can't do it on a personal Gmail account. I don't know why make do it like that. In N8N, you can do it on a personal or normal Gmail account, but you will need a business account to do this and send different emails. Yeah, so again, we've got the email address. So again, this is the confirmation email getting sent to the customer about their new appointment book. So we can see, again, I'm doing the same thing, pretty self-explanatory. I'm just dragging and dropping these things inside this email. We've got the subject, we've got the content. Again, I'm putting in the name, I'm putting in the type of service, the result. So yeah, pretty easy to understand. And then from there, I'm sending an SMS to the mechanic right here. So again, we're using Twilio to do this. Twilio is a online telephony provider that allows us to buy numbers, that allows us to send SMSs and do all these different things. So again, I've got my number in right there. And then from here, we have all the different types of, again, same thing that we we're doing before. We're dragging, dropping the name, email. So all this is doing is getting sent to the customer, or sent to the plumber or mechanic each time. So go ahead and click save, and then from there, it's just responding with a webhook. So yeah, that's exactly how you can create, a voice AI agent for a mechanic that's able to check availability, book appointments, send confirmation emails, and also send SMSs. So of course, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to go ahead and download the link in the description below. All the free AI resources. I'll include this workflow. I'll include the check availability workflow, the prompt, everything that I've used to create this voice AI agent. And if you are a business owner and you are looking to implement a voice AI agent or a voice AI solution just like this, whether you're looking to save time or you're asking any questions, you're wondering how AI can be implemented into your business, feel free to book a free discovery call in the link in the description below.